Your news tips are worth money. Call in your tip at 223-6059. We'll pay you cash. This is WROI News.
.1 WROI. It's time to take a look at your local news. The news today is being brought to you by Wendy's Restaurant, 2340 South Main, Rochester. Wendy's is way better than fast food. It's Wendy's. And by Colligan of Fulton County, 129 East 5th Street, Rochester. Call them at 574-223-2420. We are currently sitting at 19 degrees under a partly cloudy sky here in downtown Rochester. We'll have a look at your full weather forecast a little bit later on in your news. Recently retired State Representative Bill Friend was our guest on WROI to talk about his career in the legislature. He was talking about getting legislation passed at the state level, so we asked if they got along better than what we see in Washington.
We get along much better than they do in Washington. You know, the numbers are fewer. There are 100 representatives, there are 50 senators. So right off the bat, you've got a much smaller number of people. And I think that as Hoosiers, in most cases, our tendency is to get along with one another, at least try to, and we don't have a New Jersey or a New York attitude about I'm right and you're stupid. There's just a different temperament if you go to the East Coast.
Friend talked about some of the changes since he went to the legislature.
When I went to the legislature, I had a black telephone that was hooked on the wall, and I had snail mail delivered by the U.S. Post Office. And then I would go to town meetings like we have here in Rochester. Bottled water. Back in 1992, who in the world would have thought everyone would be buying a bottle of water?
He went on to describe the impact of digital technology on state government.
We now have smartphones and computers. We do less work with paper and more work with the computer. We all have computers and iPads at the State House. So the technology, besides the smartphone, which calendars everything, it has a computer. And so you have Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, all of those various things that make you on a very short leash. And the technology has changed government just as it has changed every other business that is in existence.
And again, that was former State Representative Bill Friend. You can listen to that interview in its entirety on our webpage, WROIFM.com. In statewide news, the Indiana House opens hearings next week on the state budget. House Speaker Brian Bosma says he expects the budget to go beyond the 2% increase for schools Governor Holcomb has proposed.
I've said from the start that our team's looking hard to be sure we can get as much responsibly in the hands of our schools that we can. It's going to be 2-point-something on the low end probably, but something more than just the basic 2%. We've done a number of different iterations and taken a look at some categorical numbers, and we start with the governor's draft. We'll make revisions to it, but it's getting pretty close. The governor's original proposal had 12.8% expenditures in the surplus, knowing that we would probably have some different priorities than his. So, we'll be adding some responsible spending, both categorically in schools and elsewhere.
Bosma says House Republicans should have some details to release on their budget next week. We'll be back with a look at your full weather forecast after this.
And now for something deliciously different from Wendy's. Wendy's Double Stack is still an option in the 4 for $4. With a quarter-pound of fresh beef, 4 nuggets, fries, and a drink. That's a deal so good it should not exist. Like how owls shouldn't be able to turn their heads all the way around.
Whew, wouldn't like that deal.
The 4 for $4 with your choice of a double stack, junior bacon cheeseburger, or crispy chicken BLT. A deal so great, it's impossibly good, but not for long.
At participating Wendy's for a limited time. Meal includes 4-piece chicken nuggets, small fries, and a drink. Fresh beef available in the contiguous U.S., Alaska, and Canada. Not valid in Alaska and Hawaii.
You like your water clean and refreshing, right? Only Culligan has every drinking water option for you. We have 5-gallon bottles and coolers for your home or office, bottleless coolers for work, and our very efficient reverse osmosis drinking water systems for bottled quality water at your kitchen sink. We don't have a faucet or pitcher filter, because with Culligan water, they're not necessary.
For better water in your home or office, call Culligan today, 574-223-2420, serving Fulton County for 70 years.
And again, we are sitting at 19 degrees under a partly cloudy sky here in downtown Rochester. Winnemac is at 17 and Wabash is at 18 degrees. We see these clouds moving out and it'll become a sunny sky this afternoon. Temperatures are going to stay about like they are with wind gusts up around 30 miles per hour. Tonight, it'll be mostly clear. We have a low around 5. Could see some wind chill values down around -5 and wind gusts up around 25 miles per hour. Tomorrow, we see a beautiful sunny sky, a high near 27. Tomorrow night, it'll be partly cloudy with a low around 19. On Sunday, we see snow likely after 1 p.m. with a high near 29 and a low around 23. On Monday, another chance of snow after 1 p.m., a high near 33 and a low around 30. And then on Tuesday, rain is likely before 10 a.m., then becoming mostly cloudy, a high near 44 and a low around 22. Again, we are sitting at 18 degrees in Wabash, 17 degrees in Winnemac, and 19 degrees here in downtown Rochester. This has been a look at the forecast for Rochester and all of north central Indiana. The news today was brought to you by Wendy's. Wendy's hamburgers are made fresh, never frozen, and now open late. And by Culligan of Fulton County. Check with them for the best water using the reverse osmosis system. For WROI News, I'm Paul Zartman.
Do you have the WROI News Tip of the Week? When you see or hear news happening, call 223-6059. If you have the top tip of the week, we'll pay you $10. That's 574-223-6059. 223-6059.